Welcome to Put a Word on It, a podcast presented by Men of Valor. In each episode, we're going to talk with a different man, but each one with a unique journey from brokenness to freedom. I'm your host, Rudy Kalis. I spent over 40 years as a TV sportscaster, then retired and joined the Men of Valor program as a volunteer, so join the conversation. Reconciling men to God, their families, and society. Welcome to another edition of Put a Word on It, brought to you by the Lee Company. We thank them so much for their support. You know, in all the years that I was doing sports here in the Middle Tennessee area, I remember in 1989, Gallatin High School won the state high school football championship. Oh, what a team. Loaded. One of the stars on that team was a young man named Mark McMurry. Well, Mark McMurray, though he was a star on the football team, also had a double life, and that life cost him. He's had to come back from that. Here's his story. Mark, this is great. You just kind of take me back in my memories, back to that championship team that you all had. You were a running back. How much did you weigh back then?
210. I was 210 pounds.
Ooh, but at that time, 210 was a big man.
Yes.
When you hit a line, look at the smile on your face. You put some punishment out there?
Yes, I did.
And then you were a linebacker, too.
No, I was defensive back.
Oh, defensive back.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I knew your coach, Calvin Short, really well. He was a disciplinarian, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
How did you handle discipline? Were you okay with it?
Well, he kind of gave us the opportunity to run the team myself because of all the talent that we had. You know, we was in good standing with Mr. Short. You know, he just sent the plays in and allowed our quarterback to change the plays out when he seen fit. So Markel Rice was our quarterback at the time.
Ooh, that's talent.
And you know, when he sees, he was able to read defenses real good. So he always called his number.
There you go. Yeah, but I'm kind of talking about a head coach with young men. We're talking about in practice. Were you always on time? Did you do the stuff? Did you do your studies?
Yes, did my studies. He made sure that we showed up to practice on time. We made sure we stayed disciplined to what he had to take for us. So, you know, we turned out to be a good team. For my freshman year, I didn't get to play for my freshman year with him. I was in Lebanon. So when my freshman year, so I came over my sophomore year. And my sophomore year, I was able to play for Calvin Short.
Yeah.
And won the state championship.
Oh, you and your brother, twin brother,
Yes.
both on the same team.
Yes.
Any other brothers and sisters?
I have one older brother, and I have eight other brothers and sisters.
Ooh,
Yes.
really?
Yes, sir.
All from your mom or a mixed family?
Mixed family.
Okay. What kind of kid were you?
I was a real good child. You know, my mom raised us to be, you know, real respectful. You know, I had good discipleship. And for her to be able to raise three boys by herself, you know, she did the best she could to show us the right way to live. It wasn't until I started to venture out on my own to start doing other things that, you know, my life started to change.
What makes a kid start to change? Like what made you go off?
It wasn't nothing I did. It was something I was accused of as a child.
Oh.
You know, it was permitted back then. It was permitted for white and black to be together. And one thing that really changed my life was when I got charged with a rape charge I didn't commit.
Did it start getting you into the drugs and into the selling?
Yeah, in my mind, I was confused,
Angry,
discombobulated, and just angry at the world. You know, because I was innocent. I was proven innocent in court, and it really had a real stronghold on my life. You know, because you have people looking at you. You know, your name is tarnished. People looking at you all kind of ways, thinking that you're a rapist, and you know, I'm not that. You know, never have been, never will be. But you know, as a 15-year-old child, you know, there's something that kind of, you know, threw my life off. And as I grew up, no matter how much church that I was receiving, you know, I didn't want anything. You know, when I was growing up, you know, we didn't have no leaders. You know, we had people that was on the street corner selling drugs, or alcoholics, or they was chasing women. We didn't have no real role models, nobody to look up to. So, we decided, so my choice that I made, I can't speak for nobody else, but the choices I made was to be around some of the people that I looked up to in my community.
Tell me something. Are you doing that in high school while you were playing football?
Yes, I was doing it all. I was living 2 different lives.
So in school, everybody, hey, nice, Lincoln Mark. But on the outside, you play. But did you know inside it wasn't right?
Yes, I did. But I still made the choice to do the wrong thing.
Why? Because of the money?
It's money thing, and because I thought I like people, calling my name. I like people looking up to me, and I like to be in the spotlight. So, I chose to turn to drugs and start selling drugs at that time in high school. I started selling in high school.
Tell me how it escalated and how it really got into trouble.
Well, it escalated when I got out of high school and went to college. Well, I went to college kind of out there on my own, my pride was in the way. I didn't want to call and ask nobody for anything, so I started to get deeper and deeper into selling drugs. Yeah.
Oh, so you could have that money, and did you get you a car?
I had cars. It was all about getting the cars and having plenty of women at the time. I liked women at the time, so I had plenty of women at the time, and a lot of material things, and going in and out of different states, doing different things. Kind of became a downfall when I first caught my first drug case. And when I caught my first drug case, I ended up doing my first sentence was they sentenced me to 6 years in the penitentiary.
For selling?
For selling.
Okay.
Yes.
A local state penitentiary here?
Yes, I went to West Tennessee State Penitentiary.
Okay.
Yes.
6 years?
Yes. And when I came home, I continued to sell and went back again. When I went back the second time, my father passed, and I was close to my father. And when he passed, it kind of took me in a downward spiral. I started getting deeper and deeper into selling drugs. Then that's when I started really using drugs. No role models in my life. Nobody really, trying to tell me to do the right thing, except my mom and my grandmother. And but one thing I say about my mother, no matter what I've been through in my life, she's really shown the love that, the godly love that no one else can show. I've had several incidents that happened in my life to really just allow me to look back on my life today and really seek the change that I'm seeking today and to get closer to God. I've faced with a murder charge, facing a life sentence. I've had 2 heart attacks. I almost died with COVID. I almost died in Trisdale Penitentiary from stab wounds. And just looking over my life, just hearing her when I called home one day and she told me the story that she's getting older and I'm getting older. And she wanted me to see me do the right thing. But at that point, my mind was already made up. I was already seeking God and get closer to God. I had talked to Thomas Mathis from Men of Valor. He came to visit me in 2019, Sumner County Jail, when I got arrested the last time. And he come and talked to me and just sit down and just shared, the gospel with me. But I was already somewhat in church, somewhat in ministry at that time, but I didn't know God.
Until it gets inside, it doesn't come alive.
Don't come alive until you get it. You get it, that's why the Bible, it says to study to show yourself approval unto the Lord. I think until I increased my prayer life, until I started to study more, that's when I started to get to know God truly and started to trust His word and understand His word better and apply it to my life. That's the reason why I'm here in Men of Valor today, and that's the reason why I'm walking this path today, because I'm seeking a change.
Is this what you want to do?
Exactly what I want to do. I came here with a changed mind, determined to get closer to God, to get structure in my life. So when when God do allow me to leave this place, because I don't know what it's going to be, a year, 2 years, or 3 years, but whenever God allows me to leave this place, I know that I'll be leaving with the right mind frame. His word said the steps of the righteous man is ordered by the Lord, knowing that my steps are ordered by Him. That's a beautiful thing.
I love hearing it because you're memorizing and getting in it. You know, the program is called Put a Word on It.
Yes.
Have you got a word for me?
Get you some Jesus.
Well, that's more than one word, but we might live
I'm
with
going to
that.
use Jesus. I just use Jesus.
That's the most powerful word you can use.
Yes, power in his name. You know, you can't get by without him. You know, you need him in the morning, afternoon, and night. You know, he's a comforter, he's a healer, he's a deliverer, he's your judge, he's your lawyer, he's your teacher, he's your comforter. I mean, he's everything that you need him to be. So that's the name that I use. I use Jesus.
That's wonderful. I don't think we've had anybody in almost 6 years we've been doing this, because they're wonderful things. People talk about forgiveness or life or hope, but you just narrowed it down to the most important word of all.
Yes.
God bless you, Mark. You're going to be a good man. I just wish you the very best.
Well, thank you.
Well, isn't that simple? Just a word like Jesus. I mean, it's the whole basis of everything that we believe and understand. So really sweet for him to be able to say that. You know what he told me afterwards? I said, what about your brother? Twin brother now, mind you. He said, well, he really hadn't been in trouble. There was one time, but I took the charge for him. This was before his life changed with faith. So he had a good heart in there. He just had to be opened up. And that's how it's all turned out. Wonderful what's happened in his life. Thanks for joining us. Join us again next time as we put a word on it.